Just before I begin, Bob was talking earlier about Paramahansa Yogananda and his work. That's the Self-Realization Fellowship. I followed Paramahansa Yogananda for many, many years and saw some of his disciples speak live. Excellent teacher, excellent philosophy he does. So I'm going to begin with a meditation today, and I'm going to call upon Vivian in a moment. The meditation is going to cover and work with this month's theme, which is health. And also part of health, in order to have health of any kind, we need to have peace. We have to have peace within ourselves before we can have health. And our world needs a lot of peace today. And I really thank you for that song, Vivian. So when I start the meditation, after Vivian takes us in, if you do color, I'm going to start with peace and go into health. But if you do color and it works for you, I invite you to see blue and yellow in your meditation, okay? So we begin by knowing and accepting that there is one eternal life that is forever giving of itself, and that's God's life, my life, your life, right here and right now. So as I speak this word for myself, I invite all of you to participate in this word and accept it as yours. I hold and support this world of ours in a vision of love, life, and light. Knowing that the essence of peace, which is the essence and the core of our very being, emanates from within us to encircle our globe, bringing peace and love to all whom are there to receive it. Knowing there is no judgment, no sides, only this one eternal life. And we need to work together to visualize and experience this peace. And from that, we embrace health. And let us know together that I am whole, perfect, and complete in all ways and at all times. I know and accept that the divine healing presence of good and God is in me, flows through me, and expresses by means of me in my own unique and special way. I now experience perfect circulation, assimilation, and elimination in all of my bodily functions in all of my physical, mental, and emotional affairs. And I know that divine right action takes place in my life, and there is a gradual, orderly, sequential unfoldment into form of the highest and best that I can be. So let's take this vision of peace and health into the quietness of meditation and experience it and contemplate it in our own unique and special way. So as we come back into conscious awareness, we do so knowing that how we conduct and visualize ourself not only affects the world of our health, but it impacts the world in general. We may say, what difference can I make? The power of God and the power of consciousness from the individual is the most powerful thing that we have. And collectively, individually, if we unite in this, consciousness will prevail above all of what's going on around us, in us, and through us. So we accept that we deserve to experience the very best. It is ours now, and we accept it.
Here and now, I am peace. Here and now, I am love. Here and now, I am joy. Here and now. Here and now, you are peace. You are peace. Here and now, you are love. Here and now, you are joy. Here and now, here and now, we are peace. Here and now, we are peace. Sing it out. Here and now, we are love. Here and now, we are joy. Here and now. Here and now.
Thank you, Vivian. I want to thank you for the song that you played and for leading us into meditation. That was wonderful. So what we're focusing in on today is health. It's the beginning of the health month. And the affirmation Unity provides is, we are the expression of health that God is. I am the expression of health that God is. Okay? Now, there's a lot of different ways you could look at this, but I'm going to give you a little idea. This is just all my own personal perception on the journey. And as Bob says, it's 43 years, so in 2 weeks, if you subtract my birthday from that, that made me 30 when I come into this philosophy. Okay? So it's been quite a journey, and it was hell on wheels before that, folks. It was just one of the most unreal experiences that you ever want to go through, and I don't advise it. But it did give me the basis for a lot of what I do today. So these are my own perceptions and the way I see it. So there's two ways that we're going to look at health. We're going to look at it as, I already got a problem. What am I going to do? Then we're going to look at it as, I don't like those problems. What can I do? Okay? There's only two ways to look at this health. So the first way is looking at the physical conditions we may be experiencing, no matter what they are. Okay? And I am a big proponent, as what Ernest Holmes said in The Teaching of the Science of Mind, one of his books, is open at the top. Ernest Holmes always said, no matter what you know, no matter what is known, that's not all, there's more. So keep it open at the top. Don't ever think that you know it all or get smug. Anybody done that? Because in this philosophy with us, if you do that, you get your butt kicked seriously. Okay, so there are two ways to deal with what's going on now. Medical and metaphysical. Medical deals with the conditions and the curative. Metaphysical deals with the trends, the preventive, and the first cause. So let me talk a little bit more about that. I've always been a proponent, and ever since I turned the corner 40 some odd years ago, I have really not had a whole lot of medical attention or care, except when I was dying a couple of times. Okay? So, I am like Ernest Holmes. He believed you did whatever you needed to do to experience your healing. So when I was in Italy with Anna and had that experience, and we made it back, and I had major surgery, 25 days, and they still couldn't figure out how I got it back from Italy alive. They just still don't know that, but they don't understand, do they? Okay? It's a power of spiritual and mental resolve that carries us through that. So I needed medical attention. If I had not had that surgery to get things straightened around, we would not be having this conversation today. So it served its purpose for me. Okay? I did not participate in all of the medical procedure, because after they took me off my thing for surgery, I refused drugs. I didn't take any drugs. I haven't done, since I got my turnaround made, it took a few years after I started, by the way, I haven't done any drugs, prescription or illegal. I do use some pain stuff, but it's legal now. Should have been legal. Well, that's another story, another talk. But anyhow, in all that time, and I've been challenged by them. Oh, you got to do it because your pain will spike. I got to say, honey, this ain't nothing. Try coming on a gurney after you hit a car at 60K on a Harley when you wake up. It takes a different level of pain, eh? Different level. So it's all relative. So anyhow, I needed it, I took it, and that's it. Metaphysically, I knew my body was in disrepair at that time, so I had it. What did I use? Who's the first person I called? Practitioner. To come and see me. And one I couldn't get a hold of, left a message. I called another one, and they both come within a few hours. Hated this session at all. I hated it. They made me so upset because they told me, Doug, you got control issues, and now you got to let go of control and work with it. I didn't like that. Both. I thought, you guys talk to each other, but you call your practitioner and get that spiritual component, because you need the spiritual self working in here to experience the physical healing. You got to have the two going together. So how do I work the system here? We're going to go into the preventative part here. So how do I work that a little bit? Well, I go and I get an annual medical, usually 2 years for me, but it's to get medical insurance and stuff. And what I do is I first call my naturopath, okay? I have a naturopath that I've been seeing many, many years. She's just great. and my medical doctor. So I say, what kind of blood tests do you need, dear? She sends them to me. I tell the doctor I need these tests as well as what you're going to do. He gets the tests done. I get a copy, send it to my naturopath. Why do I do that? No fee. If the naturopath orders it, you have to pay a fee, just to save some money for you, okay? So here's what happened in the recent one, just to give you an example of what I'm talking about. The doctors will look at the blood tests and they got certain flags. If it isn't at that level, oh, you're okay. My naturopath doesn't do that. She takes the last 3 or 4 times I've done it over the last 8 years, and she looks at trends. So she said, Doug, she said, Doug, I don't like the trend where your thyroid's going. It's going up this way slowly. Now, she said, the doctor won't tell you about it because it's not near the critical point. But this is where it's going and I don't like it. So I'm getting some more tests and we're going to work on preventative. You got that? Don't wait till the engine starts smoking. Get it serviced. Hello? Anybody with that? Yeah. Don't wait till your body gets that way. Get it serviced. Right? We got to do that if we want to do it. Preventative. And it works exceptionally well for me so far. But that's just to give you one little example of preventative versus wait until there's a problem and then trying to fix it. Okay? And to me, that's where sometimes the medical falls down. Why I go to the naturopath, because she identifies that and I can work with it before it gets there. Now it might get there, but at least I could put it off for a while, and I'm into putting stuff off till later. I'm 73 in 2 weeks. I want to put it off till 93 if I can choke it that far. Right? And that's a whole lot better than odds, because nobody said Doug would live past 33. Not my 4 younger siblings that are all dead, or my brother that's in a care facility. Nobody thought. All the people, nobody thought. And there, to me, is only one reason. That's because I got into this teaching and began to take care of business. Oh, I'm a slow learner, folks. I haven't got it all yet. You know, maybe in another 10, 15 years I might get a handle on it. But it's something that you got to work with. So now we're talking about the healing aspect. And this is where Centers for Spiritual Living and Unity really come together, because it's all about spiritual mind healing. It's all about healing. And basically there's a little bit different ways that we pray, but it's just technique. The bottom line for both ways that we look at it is affirmative prayer. Don't say, I am not stupid. I am intelligent and I act intelligently, you know. You got to be careful with affirmative prayer. I remember I'm going to Hawaii and I need money. Never went to Hawaii till I got rid of that. I need money, because you don't need money to go to Hawaii. Somebody might take you. You might win a trip, or like me. I got paid to go there twice. I've only been there twice, but I got paid. Don't put limitations and restrictions on it. Either one works. Dr. Maxine Kay, who is the senior minister, been in this since she was 12 years old, and she's 80 plus right now. Great lady. She says, court the presence and direct the law, because the law works through you by means of you, no matter what you want to say, no matter what you do. If you put seeds in the ground, it'll grow. So that's the law. So we direct the law to grow what we want, but to do that, we court the presence. And courting the presence is when we get into that space to do our affirmative prayer, our spiritual mind treatment, or whatever it is that we do. That's courting the presence. And then we direct the law from there. Now, the other part that, in my opinion, is the most important part of everything and anything that we could do with health is the metaphysical preventative method. And the preventative method is really what the great teacher said. It's how you maintain your inner house. And that on a day-to-day basis, definitely over a period of time, affects your health. Anybody had a bad toothache? It didn't start that way, but it starts gently. And then it becomes more and more annoying. And then it's, well, we should get this looked at. I can't deal with it. And then it's panic and emergency surgery. Well, not everybody does it like Doug does, but, you know, we do it that way. So we want to work at preventative. One of my second most favorite book I've ever read, I just love it. And the most powerful quote I've ever come across, I think, in my journey, is by Eric Butterworth in Spiritual Economics. Science of Mind is number one for me by Ernest Holmes. If you carefully search within yourself, you may come to the awareness that your most important asset is the conscious control of your own life. Nothing else can satisfy or fulfill unless you enjoy the freedom that comes from the control of your inner world of mind and emotions. No matter what's going on out there. That's a challenge with what we see in the world conflict today. My war is with myself and dealing with what I think. Woo! And it ain't good. Do you find that happening? And it's like, there's that damn fast river, and there's my fishing line down there. I've been reeling all week, getting it back, because I know I can't do anything by feeding the problem. I can only make a contribution by feeding the solution. Don't matter whether it's a war or whether it's just dealing with my day-to-day life. It's the same way. Ernest Holmes said, "For it is not by any external power, nor through objective might, that our work is to be done, but through the Spirit and the law," much like Dr. Maxine said. The Spirit guides us, the law executes. That which we can take is given. How much we can we take? As much as we believe. Just like going to the well with a cup, a pail, or a bucket. You get to take whatever you can. Well, he's got a bucket. Well, get rid of your pail. Make a bucket. Zeno, the Greek philosopher, said the most important part of learning is to unlearn our errors. And of course, Reverend Doug, your altitude is determined by your attitude. You can soar with the eagles or scratch with the turkeys. It's your choice. The other thing I want to say here for each and every person, which is really important in my opinion, for our emotional well-being and the well-being on our journey. No matter who you are or how much you know or how you think you've got it, you got to understand there's a value and importance in having a mentor, a counselor, a guide, a prayer practitioner, a therapist, or therapy. I got therapy in the mountains. Or a confidant. But you need to have, and I'm going to negate all that, you need to have someone that you can share with that isn't going to say, oh, gee, you didn't deserve that. No, I don't do that if you want me. I'm going to tell you like it is. And generally, a lot of people don't like that. So that's why I don't have a lot of people asking me. Okay? But that's what you need. You need somebody that's going to be kind, compassionate, and respectful enough of you to tell you like it is. And to guide you to doing solution for that. Okay? Very important thing. No matter who you are or what you do. Like I said, when I was in the hospital, I had my two practitioners who I highly respected come and do that work for me. I was upset when they told me that. I thought they had got together to plan it, but they didn't. Because they were right. Don't you like it when they're right about people are right about something and you don't like it? Damn. That's the stuff you got to look at, folks. And that's why you need to have someone that you could go to. Not somebody who's going to give you airy-fairy stuff or get out a Jungian psychologist's book and analyze you, I should say. You need to have the straight goods in a caring manner so somebody can help bring you along from the place you are to a better place of thinking. 43 years, I still have a few people I still work with that idea. So I'm not telling you, oh, you should do it, but I don't do that anymore. None of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to close here with something called My Most Important Relationship. It's by Abraham Hicks, and he said, my most important relationship is with my source. There is no relationship of greater importance to achieve than the relationship between you in your physical body, right here and now, and the sole source God from which you have come. If you tend to that relationship first and foremost, then you will, and only then, have the stable footing to proceed into your other relationships. Your relationships with your own body, your relationship with money, your relationship with parents, children, grandchildren, the people you work with, the government, your world, will all fall swiftly and easily into alignment once you tend to the fundamental primary relationship first. That is, as I know for myself, I know for each of you, God in me, God as me, God through me, by means of me, in my own unique and special way. So I declare that, I accept it, I open to it, I give thanks that it is so, and so it is. Whee! Thank you.